Yay!
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Eventually, we'll get a song with that starting soon. We're like one step at a time. We're getting a little closer to looking semi-professional.
Welcome to the very second episode of VR and All That Jas. We're your hosts. I'm Jasmine from VR with Jasmine.
I'm also Jasmine, or AKA Atom Bomb Body.
We're so happy to see everybody. Oh man, there's so much that has happened in the past month. Like, wow, June was insane, ridiculous, absolutely. Like, we forgot to even say that AWE was part of June. I think we didn't have that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we didn't even. Oh gosh,
1 month is like a lot happens in a month, especially when you have like a million showcases and a million headsets being announced and events and all that. So yeah, we were struggling to try to remember like, did this come out before last month or after last month, and was this part of this showcase or this showcase, and like what?
It's been crazy between the MetaQuest gaming showcase and Upload showcase and Quest 3 headset, Apple Vision Pro, AWE, which Adam did not go to AWE. She went to something else that was extra super special.
I enjoyed it. It was the Diablo launch party. I mean, like AWE, I did miss everybody. I was sad that I couldn't get to go to see, my normal peeps, but that happens every year. This Diablo 4 only launches once. So I had to go.
So we have a lot to cover today. Also, we have our very first guest, but it won't be live.
Yeah, she was there were time zone difficulties, so we figured it was easier if we just pre-record it and then we can add her on to the end. But she's awesome. We'll have on Tatiana. She's the creative director for Call of the Sea and co-founder of Out of the Blue Games, which is the studio behind that. But anyway, I don't want to spoil too much because we're going to be doing a whole segment with her later. And
yeah, and we're excited for you to see it. All right, let's say hi to some people because we have so many people in chat already. GT was the very first one, so thank you so much for being the first person to join. It's been such a busy week that I barely put the event online about 20 something minutes before this podcast started. So thank you for paying attention and being the first person to join and actually being here. We did not do a good job promoting this today.
That's right. We're doing a show today. Whoops.
Yeah.
It happened. No, but I'm so happy to. Yeah, now that I have the chat open, it is really nice to see everybody. A lot of familiar faces. Yay!
There's Samson from Let's Talk Oculus, or also a great podcast. Brand VR, Jenna Sequa, Alakazam, Soul BC, hello, and who else? They made it. Thanks, Brand. From one podcast to the next, Samson says, what other podcast? And
there's a lot now.
They're
a lot popping up.
But are there any that are all female? Yes, us.
That is true.
Getting Things Done is also here. Obscure Nerd. Did I already say Obscure Nerd? Maybe. Skiva, hi. Thanks for being here.
Who's that?
I don't know. Who is that? I don't know. Adam, before we dive into the heavy amount of topics we have today, can you let me know what has been going on with you for the past month, including why you missed AWE?
Yeah, so putting it lightly, I missed AWE because of the Diablo 4 launch party, which happened like smack dab in the middle of when AWE was happening. So it was like, I just couldn't. I had to pick, and I'm sorry, I picked Diablo. But you know what? It was great because it was in LA. It took place at a church. Like this church specifically does events. It's not like a normal church. And they had it all like demoned out, and they had I want to call them like hired cosplayers that were acting as the classes, and they would take you behind these curtains and stuff and be like, "Dost thou wait for Lilith?" And they were like really hardcore into it.
It sounds amazing. Wow, this sounds really immersive, like VR.
Yeah, it was fun. So I was glad that I got to go. And but then, yeah, that's the fun non-VR side. On the the VR work side, I'll go over it super quickly because I don't want to talk too much work, right? But Liv,
I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
You work in the VR industry. It's good.
That's true. Like I could have like a way worse job, but I don't want to say too much, but we're working on sort of a calls project. So think of like VR chat, being able to see an avatar of your friend in any game, or if it's on the Quest, you get to see them in mixed reality, like in your room, for example. So
wait, what? That's really cool. What?
Yeah, I don't want to show this. I don't want to show video yet because we're looking for testers, so I kind of want that pure feedback. But if you are interested in trying out, like we have a Steam build very soon. We're gonna have a Quest build available. So just message me on Twitter, Adam Bombody, and just say, hey, I heard about that cool VR calls thing that you're working on, and I want to be a tester because we need testers and feedback. We want to know if this is actually something people give a shit about, so we can either continue or move on to something else. Give a bleep about. Sorry, slips. But yeah, that's all me. I want to hear about you. I want to hear about other Jasmine.
Well, it was my birthday this past weekend. Hooray!
That's right. I forgot to wish you happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I forgot about my own birthday, to be honest, which is bad. Oh, no. But the good thing is, actually, my girlfriends, IRL, texted me, and they texted me yesterday and said, hey, let's hang out Thursday and get get dinner and have a birthday cake. And I was like, birthday? Aww. Whose birthday? And they were like, yours. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I feel like I'm always constantly, I don't know, like on the go. And so I'm very bad at celebrating big moments. For example, I was part of the Meta Gaming Showcase, which is like the biggest thing probably that's ever happened in my life aside from my marriage, I suppose. Cool. And my degrees. But yeah, that was a very big moment for me, and I've not had a chance to like really talk about it. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
But so that's your birthday. Did you actually take some time off? Because you're like always doing something. So did you actually kind of celebrate and hang out with friends?
Okay, so look, yes, technically, yes, I was supposed to take time off. I went to Lake Tahoe and we rented a cabin and it was really nice. But then clients got upset and then we had to go take care of things. And yeah, I know.
Just send them to me. Just
I send it to you.
I'll say Adam stuff. I don't know.
Adam says you can't talk to me because it's my birthday today.
Yeah, just I don't know what I'll say yet, but I'll make it happen. I don't know. Send them to me.
I have another thing I started doing recently. I started sewing. This is my new hobby. I know.
Like by hand or with a machine?
With a machine. I bought a machine. I had no clue how to use it. I just went on TikTok, scrolled my life away. And yeah, I have meant to have some photos ready here too for like some of the things I've been working on with sewing. It's nice because I'm always on a screen all the time. So I wanted something that was very away. Like if I was to play a game and relax, I would still be on a screen. So this is my new thing.
Need a IRL hobby sometimes, as much as we love technology.
For reals. Yeah. But my work-related stuff, I have something super exciting to show everybody. Look at this box.
Oh, yeah. Come on, I got one too. Yeah, I got one too.
Woohoo!
Mine's open though.
It's a box
no
party.
Spoilers, I guess. You know what? It's weird, but I also love the new papery smell. So I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh.
The new papery smell? You're so weird.
Is that weird? Like new magazine smell or like new fresh copy paper, you know?
Is this ASMR? So for anyone that's listening to the audio version, we are unboxing a PR box from Rival Rides. Now, the reason this is relevant is because our company, Impact Reality, actually works with Rival Rides, and yours truly worked so hard on trying to make a proper experience, like an unboxing experience for people. And also the whole thing with Rival Rides is that they're a VR theme park. And I wanted this box to feel like when a creator or whoever opens it, they wanted them to feel like they were unboxing a theme park. So I hope you got that feeling. Adam, say yes.
Yes, mine's already open, so it kind of spoiled it. And also part of it has been eaten. So that is no longer.
You ate it? I haven't tried it yet. Oh gosh, you ate it? Okay. Well, anyway.
Sorry. It's food.
There's a really pretty welcome card. Yeah, well, that's also a spoiler, but this is a really pretty welcome card that's like all about the theme park. And the part where Adam's talking about eating it is actually something edible. Don't worry, it's not anything weird. It's it's cotton candy inside. I'm gonna try this. I want to see. Did you like it?
I mean, it's cotton candy. I've never had like any cotton candy that tasted more special than other ones. I don't know. Well, it was fine. Like it didn't taste bad. It's sugar.
Can you show what else is in the box while I eat this?
Yes. Ooh, so One of the things I liked the most was you guys did such a great job with this, by the way. I'm like, it's so big. I'm gonna try to put this over.
I'm gonna eat it.
She said. There was a like trading cards. It's
Hang on.
Your reaction. Now I need to wait. I feel like I need to see what is this a good reaction or bad reaction?
Is it blueberry flavor? I can't tell what the flavor is. It feels like a lot of florally stuff and like I'm eating. I don't know, like floral, like flowers and sugar.
Generic blue flavor, like blue icy.
Yes, except sugar.
More sugar. But I got the trading cards. I really liked the trading cards. They also smell good.
I'm not going to say too much about the trading cards right now.
I won't show them, just other that they exist.
Oh, I'm going to show them.
No, I don't know what you want me to show. What you don't want me to show? What's a spoiler? What's not a spoiler? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Is it not supposed to be spoilers? What are we not spoiling?
It's your box. I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. The one thing I wanted to say about the cards is that wow, making cards is so much harder than you've ever imagined in your whole entire life. That's all I have to say.
Did you go through a company to make these, or you actually made these yourself?
No,
or like,
you think I can make these myself? I can sew poorly, but I can't make cards.
I was like, if you did, they're pretty good. Sorry, I got excited.
But no, we did get it made somewhere, and it's just pain. And then this one is a Rival Rides magnet that is from the awesome Mr. Taz. And man, I'm gonna go faster. We're gonna run out of time.
I want to see what's in your egg. I'm keeping my egg because I want to know if they're different.
Oh, have you opened it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, did you make that? No, right?
The egg? Did I make the egg?
No, the thing, not the egg itself, the thing in the egg.
No, but we found the person that made it. It's handmade.
Oh, okay. Because you mentioned like you're into sewing, but I guess that's different from
that's very
crocheting.
All right. Ready? Let's open our eggs at the same time.
Okay.
I already know what's in mine. I don't know what's in yours. I want to see if we have the same thing. One,
me too.
2, 3. Okay, wow, we didn't do that at the same time at all.
Is it the same?
Mine's purple.
Oh, it's a different color.
Yeah, that's your tribe color. So you're red. There's
a pink butt.
There's a nice butt in here
red butt.
for anyone that cares.
Yeah.
Anyway, you'll have to watch
the
video if you're listening to this because you won't see it. Yeah, there's like different tribe colors and stuff. Anyway, this was a fun thing I got to do for my job. So,
but yeah, you guys did a great. I can't wait to see what other PR boxes you guys end up making because I was like, this is good quality. I mean, not that I've ever received, I guess, a bad quality, but you could tell this one was super custom made looking.
It came from my heart.
It was really great. I can't wait to see more. Good job. Good job on your box. While
we're eating, now that we've eaten cotton candy, there is something that's happening this week with all the content creators, with a bunch of content creators. There's a fitness contest in VR starting tomorrow. So do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So 5 weeks, right? I think it's a
5 weeks.
5-week competition with VR workout. It's sort of like they combine hand tracking with mixed reality or VR, depending on your preference. And it's basically a fitness app. And they, I guess
it's in VR.
They're going to gauge us based on going over 60% heart rate and leaderboard, I guess. So a combination of both. But I think at the end of each week, you could win like a VR Fitness Pro not license subscription. There we go. Words are hard.
Yeah, and then the top prize for this, whoever wins all 5 weeks gets a Quest Pro, which is pretty cool.
So you don't need a win then because you already have one.
Yeah, but then I could give it away to someone in my community.
To me.
Oh, right, to you.
Wow.
To you,
community.
I'm probably not going to win. I don't think I'm going to win this, but we'll try.
You never know.
Some of the people that are going to be in this too, I think. Oh gosh, I can't even remember. Do you remember?
J-Brad's
going to be in it. Oh yeah, Mateo. Yeah, there's so many people that's going to be in this, so you'll probably see a bit of this. But okay, we're almost to our intro is quite long. We have one more thing in our intro, and then we're going to get to some VR topics. But we wanted to make this a little bit fun, so
yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
3. Okay. Well, we're not really good at this. We're really bad at this. We're trying to show these candy at the same time. So we wanted to get like some exotic candy.
So cute.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to have fun. Like we want to have fun.
I'm already
Especially
opening,
right
sorry.
before like a fitness contest.
It's like what do you call before what's that one holiday where you go in
Ramadan?
out? Yes, it's like when you're eating the forbidden thing you can't eat because then you can't eat it for like a while. I don't know. I'm terrible, but you know what I mean.
Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to look. Okay, so me and Adam are gonna
That's
both. It smells really good. It's like an. Well,
I like smelling things.
you do look smelling things. You're so weird. I mean, cool.
It's my superpower, sad superpower. But
all right, so we're both gonna grab it. We're gonna try or both of the same candy, but obviously, we'll see who wins. Whoever gets the best candy. What did you get? Imagine we got the same thing. So I don't.
How do I even? I don't know how to read it. I got this. It's not in English. It's in Korean.
Mine's a haichu. Okay, yours is blue. I have to find a blue one now. We didn't really plan this. Oh wait, this one.
It's got a cow on it. Does it have a cow on it?
No, this is harder than I thought.
I mean, the only English letters on it looks like Lottie.
Oh, I found it. I found the cow. Okay, so let's try yours first.
All right.
Cow.
Yeah, haichu is kind of cheating.
It is kind of cheating. Let's try yours. I feel like too much. I'm gonna be like so hypered out after eating all the sugar. So let's just do yours.
It's soft. Is this gum? Am I supposed to swallow this?
You're making me laugh. I'm like, it's like a hybrid between a marshmallow. Oh, and milk.
It's like a thick marshmallow.
It's like a very thick, extra fluffy.
It's like, yeah, it's thick, but then it almost turns into like caramel kind of.
Yeah, like marshmallow
texture.
Oh, that's actually really good. Okay, let's talk about some VR topics.
It's still this big skiva. Did I eat this shirt?
Actually, that is delicious. I really like that candy.
That sounds I think I like fruitier.
Oh, you're fruitier. Oh, you're fruitier type. I like the caramel, milky chocolate stuff. So,
I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't something that I'd be like, "Oh, that was awful." I'll never. No,
you know how hard
it's like, "Hey, I got one in my pocket." I'd be like, "Sure." Maybe not a stranger, but
do you know how hard it's been for me and Adam to not eat this at all? Like, not open this. It's literally been sitting on my desk for the past week.
I could see them. They're like right there. Mm-hmm.
It's been awful. It has been so hard.
You gotta pick one, right?
I did. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not doing the haichu. Okay. Well, oh shoot, I took all of them out. Here, let's talk about the Quest 3 first. Let's talk about the Quest 3 first, and then we'll do another one.
Okay. Dumper. So one of the big topics for today, of course, at the Metagaming Showcase was the announcement of the Quest 3, finally, which was all speculated. The TLDR was that it's expected to release around fall of this year. It's available at $499 American dollars for the 128 gigabyte model, with a more expensive version with expanded storage to arrive probably in the future. Ads! We're not getting paid for this.
Don't. How do I cover it?
It's
look
fine.
at the ads. Oh, here we go. I zoomed in.
There we go. So basically, the Quest 3 is touted to be more powerful and lighter than the Quest 2, of course. Has got a higher resolution and increased 120 hertz refresh rate. Whoa. It's also said to be 40% slimmer than the Quest 2, with updated lightweight controls and true touch haptics, sort of like what's in the Touch Pro controllers. The Quest 3 is going to be VR and mixed reality with the color pass-through, but it's also going to be cross-compatible with Quest 2 games. So far, they say that, at least with the Quest 2 having over 500 VR games, apps, and experiences, they're only going to add more once the Quest 3 comes out. So big news. It seems like a pretty significant update from the Quest 2, although as someone who owns a Quest Pro, which I do not, but you do, Jazz, I'm curious on kind of what your thoughts are, because it's sort of similar, except for it doesn't have the face and eye tracking like the Quest Pro does.
I haven't. Okay, well, first it's the price was like $500, was it? I don't remember. Adam's the one who did the research, not me.
Yes, $500 for the 128 for the base model.
Okay, so
versus what, $999 or like $1,000 for the Quest Pro, right?
Unless you win some of these competitions that have been going around, then you get it for $0 for free. Oh, actually, you get it in blood, sweat, and tears, and emphasis on the sweat and tears. But Yeah, for five. Okay, so if this is $500, so it has color pass through. It basically sounds like the Quest Pro to me, except without the eye tracking and face tracking, honestly. And
And it's got a depth sensor, like
yeah,
VRA was mentioning.
and sorry, I got distracted by the chat. And I have to say that well, since I have a Quest Pro, I don't really like see the point for me personally to get a Quest 3. Like if you have a Quest Pro, although I will say if anyone doesn't have a Quest Pro, man, the Quest 3 is like such a good deal. It's like half the price. Um, and at the moment, I just haven't used my expression tracking on my Quest Pro enough. Yeah. So it just doesn't seem worth it to me at the moment. Although, like, did you see Thrill's video where he recreated Apple's Vision Pro's interface on the Quest Pro?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I did, like, since we're kind of doing Quest Pro and Quest 3 comparisons, I had a question for you. Do you have the Pro touch controllers with your Quest Pro? So I think the Quest 3 controllers, they said, are going to be kind of similar. So what do you feel like? Do you feel like those are significantly better over like the Quest 2s with the rings, for example?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always clap my rings, especially with Beat Saber. So yes, and the
That
tracking
somehow sounds dirty. Ring clap. I don't know.
I don't know what.
I don't know. Never mind. Anyway, continue.
You
like the controllers.
Yes. Yeah, I like the controllers. I think they're pretty good. The only thing is like sometimes they lag a little bit when you first use them. There's like a slight delay between turning on the headset and this, and so sometimes like shake it. But outside of that, yeah, they've worked pretty well for me.
Yeah, I guess you can use those with the Quest 3 as well if you wanted to. Like if you,
I don't know. So the Quest 3 controllers actually didn't have cameras on them, so I think they're being tracked the same way that the Quest 2 ones are. At least we didn't see, and like no one's really seen any camera. See? Oh wait, shoot! I'm not sharing my screen. These don't have the cameras like the Quest Pro.
Huh. I thought I read somewhere that you could use those with the Touch Pro controllers with the Quest 3, but I could be wrong. They look so similar to me, other than I guess the color that
they do look really similar. I
have a hard time like discerning them.
I will say I'm very excited for the Quest 3, despite the fact that like I am probably despite the fact that I'm probably going to keep using my Quest Pro, because I was getting pretty sick of my Quest 2 by the time I replaced it with my Pro, which was, I replaced my Quest 2 with my Pro about a year ago. And after I did that, a lot of people in my comments everywhere on TikTok specifically say, do you ever use the white one anymore?
The white one?
And no, the answer is no. It's so uncomfortable. And I'm really excited for a lot of people that have the Quest 2 or people that aren't in the VR industry at all yet. I'm excited that there is the Quest 3 for them, and that'll be a good option.
I'm just happy to finally get color pass through. Like I think the Quest 3 is something I'm not gonna pass up on. I didn't, and I don't have, like I said, the Quest Pro, but when I get to see all of the really cool, like mixed reality, I think is kind of growing on me. Like there's a lot of cool showings for different games that are coming out or applications. Like Aspire 2's got their like mixed reality thing. There was some like roller coaster game that I kind of really liked. Demio, like whenever I want to record something in mixed reality, it's just so bad. It's so bad on the Quest. It's just black and white, and it's so low. I'm very excited for an upgrade in that sense, where I can finally like, okay, I actually do want to show. My main headsets. I want to say, I use my Index and my Quest pretty evenly. And I'll say that because the Quest I use for more normal everyday things. Like I use it for fitness and meditation. But the Index I use a lot.
In VR?
I do.
You are so cute.
Well, I feel like it's good because it's like having blinders on.
I'm so proud of
it forces me to focus. I'm not like, oh, I got to clean up that thing in my room or whatever. There's so many distractions. But yeah the Index I use for like work or gaming mostly, but the Quest, like I said, fitness, meditation. But if there's a game that I feel like I could just play on the couch, like a story game, like Call of the Sea or something that's not shootery actiony, then I like playing it on the Quest just because it's portable for that reason too. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting the Quest 3 so I can experience all of that
I mean,
higher
honestly, I'll
def
probably
stuff.
get it too. I'll get it also. I mean, come on, let's be real now. Um, I think the last time we said that the big screen Beyond was the only one that we've been like, dang it, this close. If I only had more money, just like Anyway, but speaking of more money, the Apple Vision Pro also like what? I know this. I feel like this topic's already been discussed at length, but what do you think about it?
I think for me personally, it's a really great headset, but it's not for me. Mostly because I'm an Android person. The last Apple product I had was like maybe an old tablet and a iPod. So I feel like it'd be wasted on me if I was an Apple person and I had, like the MacBooks, iPhone to kind of integrate with the headset. I feel like it'd be fantastic. But I also the price point is what, like $3,500. Little steep. And I'm more of a gamer. Like I think this is gonna be fantastic. Like finally the headset that will actually prove to help with productivity. Because like I know we've had other companies that have tried, but I think this one will succeed. So I am thrilled about it. I just don't think I'll be getting it personally. But I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm conflicted. It's just so expensive. And so I really need to try this to know if it's something I'll use all the time. Because if I'm spending $3,500 on this, I need to use it all the time for it to be worth it. If I'm not if the thing for me, so the reason I think that the Quest Pro hasn't taken off as a productivity headset is because it does productivity, like it does a good job at productivity, but does it do an even better job at productivity than what you already have? I don't know. I think it's about on par, which is a good start. It's on par, but like to convince me to do something other than what is already my norm, it needs to be easier, better, or something. Like people don't like change. So
yeah, that's true. Because like this headset's going to be on the same not system, but it's going to be a Mac product. So you can literally go from, one screen to another without having to install like a million different apps or use a link cable or, AirLink. Well, according to what they said anyway, it should be pretty seamless. Like you just look at the screen and it does some kind of magic wizardry to just, transfer all that information to your headset, which is key. You don't want to go through all that extra crap just to work. I'm like, I could just sit down here and do that.
You know what surprised me the most about the Vision Pro is everyone thought that Apple was going to come out with an augmented reality headset and it was going to be AR and that was the thing. And then they came out with a VR headset.
I'm so glad that it doesn't look like what the concept renders that people were predicting, because they were really, no offense to whoever did those renders, but they were ugly looking. So once I saw the actual product, I was like, oh yeah, okay, this looks like an Apple product. This is pretty. Like this is a pretty looking headset. You don't like the way it looks?
You think it's pretty?
I think it's pretty. I mean, I even
know.
What don't you like about it?
What is this? That thing in the back is like so thick, and then it has a weird.
It's stretchy.
Oh man, no, I don't. I mean, okay, it has elements of Appleness to it. Like it has the like bubbly front face, and it has like that side strap looks very much like your Apple Watch or something. It has bubbly aspects to it, but I wouldn't necessarily like walk up to someone and be like, "Whoa, that looks really beautiful." Like,
well,
look at the back of his head.
Like,
tell me that the back of his head looks pretty.
Well, this is something that you couldn't quite yet like be using at Starbucks or like walking outside with. I don't think we're there yet, but as far as, using in an office or at home, like kind of relatively private, like I think it's fine. Oh, and actually I just noticed something else though, in my case, because of the color of the fabric though, that wouldn't work with my hair because I destroy headphones. Like the inside of my headphones are dyed red.
Oh man,
sweat, and then after I do my hair. So I would have to replace that.
I definitely thought that the fact that it's like this light color, I mean, come on. It's at least they made it, I guess, a gray color, but yeah, I don't think it looks pretty per se. So.
What do you think about the eyesight, like being able to see the person's eyes and the other person can see when someone's like walking in?
It didn't make sense to me. Oh gosh, okay, I talked about this before on my channel, but the fact that you can see, like someone else can see your eyes. I just don't know if that was worth whatever extra cost they had to put into the engineering and adding that additional screen. Like that screen on the outside is solely used to make it look like you have eyes there. Like, is it really worth all that additional material and the cost? And I don't know. I don't, and a lot of people think it's kind of creepy, but I guess we'll see. Like, until I get my hands on this, which I probably will get my hands on this.
Say goodbye to a kidney.
Yeah, that's why I have to work so hard. Yeah. Anyway, I do think that this will be very good for productivity. And the great thing about it is now everyone's talking about VR, AR, and even people like, that aren't in this space are talking about it. And I think that that's exciting. So we're going to see that in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I still think overall, like I said, that it's a good thing. I feel like now we're starting to see a division of headsets that are like, you've got PC VR hardcore, you've got Quest, which are more for like casual gamers, you've got PSVR, which is kind of like in the middle, you've got console VR people, and now you've got Apple Vision Pro, which will be more for like work and productivity, movie watching. Like we're starting to see more division of headsets for different use types, and I feel like that's good. Yeah, and
definitely.
It's so cute because I'll get friends or family that know I do the VR thing, and then they see this. Like I haven't had. Like once the Quest came out, I remember family members would be like, "Oh, have you seen this thing?" But it's been a long time since the Quest 2 came out. So now I'm getting Apple Vision Pro texts and emails like, "Oh, have you seen this headset that's come out?" Because it's big enough, mainstream enough, where even non-VR family members are like, "I think this is the thing that Adam does. Maybe we'll send this to her, see if she's heard about it."
The thing that I find so funny is I also get text messages from my family, and they'll send me links to things, and I'm like, what do you think I do all day? But it's sweet. It's sweet that they think of me and they send me links to different things. And I'm just like, yep.
Whoa, Apple Vision Pro? Never heard of it. But you appreciate the sentiment. They're thinking about you. They're taking an interest in your interests or trying.
Yeah. So, all right. If there was someone who was completely new to VR and they were like, hey, Adam, what do I do? Should I get the Quest 3, the Apple Vision Pro, or the PSVR 2? Go.
I need more from them. Do they want to do gaming? Or they do?
Okay, say they want to do gaming. What do you say then?
Okay. Have they primarily done console or PC gaming? How hardcore are they? Do you want something you can take with you everywhere, or do you want like the best graphics? Get it? It's kind of,
yeah, I know.
So I feel like that's,
yeah, but
it's like
there's something
great casual.
But apparently the Quest 3 is going to have really great graphics. And, we have games like Hubris, for example, who just is releasing tomorrow on the Quest headset and apparently has really great graphics. So, I
still don't know if it's going to be better than like PSVR 2, though. Like I feel that's like middle core, right? Like I said, PC VR is like your hardcore. Maybe PSVR 2 is like middle core. Maybe in not technology. I'm not going to say that Quest is softcore because that's like something else. But like Quest is a great getting into VR.
Turning this podcast into definitely something else. But
sorry, I can't help it. but yeah, I mean, probably the Quest I would recommend for someone who likes gaming, but they've never been like a hardcore gamer. Like they've never really been into consoles or PC gaming, but they've heard about this VR thing and they want to try it. Then yeah, I would say definitely go for the Quest. It's a good, more beginner-friendly, not introduction to gaming necessarily, but I think you'll have a great time.
You know what I really want to see is, so when the AirPods first came out and everyone started walking around the streets looking like they had Q-tips sticking out of their ears. And everyone said, there's no way that's going to take off. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And then it became kind of like a status symbol. Everyone would just walk around with their, anyway, I don't know why I said that, but I guess I was thinking, I'm curious to see what kind of photos and different things we'll see online once the Apple Vision Pro comes out, right? Because Apple is a status symbol. A lot of people use Apple products as a status symbol. They'll have their big flashy like Apple Watch and all their Apple products, and the Q-tips sticking out of their ears. And by the way, I love the AirPods. So it does look funny though.
No shade.
You can't say it does look funny, but.
Well, actually, I was talking to a coworker because we were all at Live. We were watching the Apple Vision Pro, or not the Apple Vision, the Apple showcase together. And, they had that section where there was the dad doing like spatial video or whatever. And then, some people on social media are like, that's really weird. It's so big. But if you think about it, one of my coworkers made a good point. Remember those big, giant, like camcorders you would have like that? I would say that's bigger and clunkier than this. And we still use that for a while. So I don't know if,
Adam, you were so cute. You're talking about camcorders from like the 90s.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're talking about like 80s, the fact that it's a size or weirdness issue, I think that the way that they portrayed it in the showcase was kind of strange, like kind of awkward. But I don't think necessarily that the fact that you're recording with a headset is weird, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, I think it's so weird. I actually think it's the weirdest thing ever. You're going to walk around with a headset on your face while you're like hanging out with your family. That is so weird.
Okay, but what if people said the same thing about the big...
You can hold the funky thing. At least you're still like really present. I don't know. I guess I really need to see how real... I know. I mean, maybe that's why they have the eyes feature, because they actually want you walking around all your family events just wearing this headset.
Just recording people while looking at them.
Honestly, I spend a lot of time, not a lot of time, I kind of exaggerate a little bit. I spend time looking at like all the old headsets that I have and even the existing one. And I'm like, man, in like 3 years from now, we're going to look at this and be like, you put that on your head, that huge toaster, that's massive.
Even, yeah, like actually my husband uses it now, but the original HTC Vive, I like to call it like the Swiss cheese now because it's got all those like dimples in them. Even that thing, I'm like,
yeah, wait, who thought that was cool to make the HTC Vive have like little golf ball divots in it? That's even harder to manufacture, by the way. So I don't really know why they did that.
I don't know. I'm not a designer tech person, but I mean, I've got fun memories with it, and I guess that's all that matters. Just like our iPods of yesterday and what have you. Like, got fun memories. They're just old technology now, even though it's been like less than 10 years. It goes so fast.
It does go really fast. So we are streaming on multiple platforms, so on YouTube and LinkedIn and also Facebook. And we do have a comment from Facebook that I wanted to read. So it says, PRS sacrifice standalone and mixed reality. Ooh, true. Apple Vision, sacrifice gaming. Quest 3, sacrifice maybe super uber resolution, but I think that is overrated by now.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be minuses to each, right? That's why I feel like it's important to know, like, what is it that you want to do with the headset? And that can be hard for someone who's absolutely no idea about VR, but wants to get into it. It's like, I guess it's maybe a good problem to have now that you have many options instead of just like, get an Index or a Quest. Like that used to be, it's kind of the thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a chicken and an egg thing. Someone says, hey, what headset should I get? And you say, I don't know. What do you like to do in the headset? And they're like, I don't know. I've never used the headset. So it'll be interesting. But at least all these Apple Vision Pros will be at the Apple stores. And that part's really exciting. You know what? I'm probably going to start camping out at Apple stores and just watch people's reactions and just sit there and be like, oh, wow, it's your first time. I should do that.
It is strangely wholesome. Yeah, getting to see people like try VR provided that I'm assuming Apple will probably have decent employees or people demoing with them. But like, yeah, provided the person showing them VR isn't like, let's do Richie's Plank experience as your first time, then, it can be really wholesome and super sweet.
I think, let's take some guesses. What do you think is the experience that they're going to show people in VR at the Apple store?
Maybe a movie clip.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the easiest. Like they'll put them in like I think they were showing like Mandalorian or something. Maybe they'll put them in that environment and then they'll be like, oh yeah, and turn the crown so that people can see the partial pass through thing. Like I want to try that. That's what I want to see how that actually works, what that looks like.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they'll show people. And maybe something where you can grab a 3D object and kind of move it around.
Some kind of hand tracking, eye tracking thing.
Yeah, we have another really great comment on Facebook. Benjamin said, whoever solves motion sickness forever wins. Yeah, totally. I think that is probably motion sickness and comfort are the biggest things that need to be resolved.
Well, if it's for the Apple Vision Pro, if they're not really particularly focused on gaming, it shouldn't be too bad because you're just going to be having mostly like buttons, and hand. You're not going to be, and because you have the pass through, if you move forward, you're going to be moving forward. So
now, VR Rave of Minneapolis said that, which a really great point, that now when all these headsets come out, the Quest 2 basically are just gonna like drop in price. So people can get into VR now for like $200 or maybe even $100.
it's true. I do
And
like that a lot of the Quest 3 games are also going to work on, well, maybe for a little bit at least, going to be like Quest 2 and Quest 3 compatible until they decide to not do that anymore.
I know that was a really controversial thing when they got rid of the support for Quest 1, but I think it was definitely necessary. Like, in order for us to move forward, something's got to get kicked out. So it got to go. Archaic.
Mm-hmm. It's just balancing out the timeline of when that's going to happen. It's like hopefully not 1 year after launch, and then they're like, all right, that's it, you gotta upgrade or you're done. That's like way too soon.
Yeah, I did mention something earlier about Hubris now being available on, tomorrow it'll be available on PSVR 2 and on standalone, which is crazy because everyone was talking about how Hubris was like one of the prettiest games ever on like PC VR. And I'm showing here Impact Reality. That's us. I
know these people.
Yeah, and so this is actually a screenshot from the credits on the PSVR 2 game. And we're here. We did it. Mama, look, I made it. So I'm in the credits of the game.
Aww.
I know, it was very exciting.
Ha, now I know everybody's real names. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I will find you.
Oops. Let's move into games now. We talked a bit about headsets, and I guess now we can talk a little bit about some game stuff. And speaking of things that I've been in lately, it's just been crazy. We also have the Meta Gaming Showcase that happened recently.
Am I allowed to ask you questions about this?
Yeah,
I've always been kind of curious.
Ask away.
How much, I guess, prep did you know ahead of time? Like, did you know what kind of questions they were going to ask? Or were you able to give free answers? Or did they kind of tell you what to say? Like, I was kind of curious.
Oh, like the process? Yeah, I've been meaning to make a video about the process. Oh, it's me. I've been meaning to make a video about how it happened and what, so this is great. You can ask me questions.
Hi,
no, they did not really prep us with anything. No. Actually what happened is it was a 2-day event, and the first day was us mostly watching the showcase, and then also we did these interview things. So the reactions to the showcase were totally like organic, but we had just arrived there. Everyone was really tired. Everyone was really tired and kind of like, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, sit down. We're going to show you the showcase now. Okay. And we're going to film your reaction, but act normal. Okay.
And not tired. Wake up.
So that was cool. And then how you have to sit around in a semicircle, but somehow you have to interact with everybody and react at the same time. It was really interesting. It was very cool though to see the showcase. There were things that were omitted from what we saw, so we didn't see everything, but we did see a lot of it. And then afterwards, I did this interview. Oh my gosh, it was so awkward because I've never played Asgard's Wrath. At this
Did you get
time.
to pick which games?
They didn't let us pick. They just said, okay, you three are going to interview this dev, and then you three are going to interview this other dev. So no, we didn't get a chance to pick. And I know people that definitely wanted to be on the Asgard's Wrath one, that were very, very we're more excited to be on the Asgard's Wrath one, but they didn't get to go. And then I was on this one, and I have actually now had a chance to play Asgard's Wrath.
So excited.
And it's really great. It's such a good game. I just wish I knew ahead of time that this was what was going to happen. I would have played and we would have had a good time, and I could have asked some more relevant questions instead of saying, oh, I've never played this game.
But you know what? It's a learning experience. It's not like they could have told you in advance either before you flew out. So I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. You got to do a really cool thing, and you got you learned some things from it. I think you did great though. I was really excited to see everybody on it, and a little jelly, but I'm like, these people deserve to be there.
It was a super cool experience, and we did film it, a couple of weeks before the showcase actually released. So it was really funny because I was at AWE when all of this was happening. I was on the floor trying to interview people and trying to try out new stuff, and I'm also on my phone at the same time. And I didn't even get a chance to watch the showcase until like 24 hours or something after because I was just so busy on the floor of AWE. It was crazy.
You need more breaks.
I do for sure.
Every time I talk to her, this woman's crazy.
I am crazy, unfortunately. But what some of the games that you like from the showcase? Any highlights for you? That was a big showcase. What did you think of it also?
Yes. I thought it was fine. Like, I was pleased with the amount of games that they showed. Of course, they had to pack in like all the Quest 3 and stuff. But as far as just a couple that I was really looking forward to, Vampire the Masquerade Justice. Like, I played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which is, I don't even know, it's an old game now on Steam, like one of the like first, not one of the first Steam games, but pretty far back there. So I'm super excited to see a VR version for this. You basically play as like, well, I don't know how this one's going to go, but you play it as a vampire and there were different classes and kind of like Dishonored, if you've ever played that sort of stealth if you want to, but you don't have to. You can take people in an alley and drink their blood, all the good stuff. So I'm excited. And Fast Travel Games is behind this. So I feel like this could actually be good because it's a studio that we recognize. I also, go ahead.
No. So I also thought that this game was really interesting. So we and Adam, we put some show notes together beforehand, and then I was typing in some of my thoughts in it. And we only picked 3 games each from the gaming showcase, and we both picked 2 of the same games. One was which is crazy because I don't think we have the same taste and stuff. So we both picked Vampire the Masquerade Justice, which I thought was really fun. It is not really a game that I would normally go for because I don't really like scary games. I don't really like
It's not scary. It's just like grungy, dirty, like Blood Rain.
Grungy,
like it's not scary. It's like more action-y, mafia-y. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, but it's just not normally a game I would play. But it appealed to me. The part that appealed to me was getting to become a vampire and bite everybody. It sounded like a lot of fun. And actually, speaking of the gaming showcase, they did this part on the second day. We did this part where they just did solo interviews, which I'll need to post clips from at some point. And they asked me, hey, what was the most memorable thing from the showcase? And I didn't want to say Asgard's Wrath 2 because everyone was saying Asgard's Wrath 2. And I actually said Vampire the Masquerade Justice. So I'm not even, I have read receipts. I have receipts.
Nice.
I didn't just copy you.
I was just thinking, man, if they had this on the Quest Pro and they enable like the face tracking, could you actually like bite people in the neck and like, track it? No, I don't think they would go through those links, but it'd be funny.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? What did you say?
If they had it for the Quest Pro, because Quest Pro's got like, the face tracking and all that. Like, what if you could actually bite people? Like they, got hand tracking, so why not mouth tracking? So you just, maybe. Okay. I don't know. I thought it'd be a good idea.
The next game that Adam liked.
Yes. Anyway, moving on. Bulletstorm. This was another game that I really loved. I played the crap out of this co-op with my husband also several years ago. So I'm really happy to see it in VR. It's actually, even though it looks serious in the trailer, it's at least Bulletstorm PC version was a very humorous, like very satisfying game because you could basically fling the enemies into environmental stuff. I mean, yes, there's guns, of course, but my favorite was just flinging people into environmental hazards. So that one I am super looking for. I hope it's good. And I'm pretty sure it'll have co-op, but I don't remember for sure. It'd be weird if it didn't. So I'm excited. There's a lot of nostalgia in the showcase for me.
Yeah, that's true. They also showed the Samba de Amigo.
Oh, yeah. I never actually played that one, but it looks interesting.
All right, so I'll show you the one. Well, I feel like this would have also been on your list if you didn't get confused by all the different games that were on the list. Yeah, because there were so many showcases. So Adam didn't have this on her list, but it was on her second list for the MetaQuest, from the Upload VR game.
Yes.
Showcase. But yeah, this Powerwash Simulator, isn't that crazy? That's something that people would not want to do in real life, which is clean. Is something that people would get so excited about. Something so simple too. Everyone tries to make their games so complicated. Yet something so simple.
Yeah, but I played this again, also co-op on the PC version, and it's so satisfying. So I can only imagine like this was meant for VR. Because then, imagine you could get in all the little crevices. Because in the PC version, you can't do things like going under and looking in the nook and crannies, but you can in VR. Like, I don't know, it's just satisfying. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'm like super excited for that game. Which is like a weird thing to say. Hey, what game are you excited to play? I'm excited to play Powerwash Simulator and Cleaning.
You don't understand though. I wonder if this one. Do you know if this one's going to be co-op too? Because the flat one was.
All right. So some people think, and by some people I mean Skiva, think that we're trolling him by saying that we're excited for this game. Okay, I have to explain why this game sounds exciting to me, and then maybe you can also explain, Adam. Because, you know, there's different people in the VR industry. Not everyone wants to have action-packed, oh my gosh, shoot my head off kind of thing. It's just not, I don't know. Maybe you're weird. Why are you calling me weird? You're weird, Skiva, telling me that I'm weird for liking things that are nice and relaxing.
I will say there's another game that I've played that's called Viscera Cleanup Detail. And literally all it is you play as a janitor that comes in after the action hero is done shooting everybody to clean up the blood and viscera and stuff. That's all you do. You just clean up after a big battle. And it is so satisfying. It is so satisfying. I don't know. It's just, yeah, you're right though. Sometimes you don't want to have to be shooting all the time. You just want to see something. You want progress. You want to see things progress in a different way.
Yeah, and like Adam does meditation in VR, so why can't we do something relaxing? And you know, the part for the Powerwash Simulator, I'm not really actually thinking of this as me just playing by myself. I'm actually really thinking of this as me playing on stream. I can see this as something really fun where I'm just kind of like, you know, doing something repetitive, but also able to like chat with someone. It's almost like,
that's true.
To me, I think about it kind of like playing golf, or, you know, I don't play golf, but I think that that's what they do. Or fishing, right? People just do like it's like there's something to do while also talking to other people. So I hope that there is multiplayer. Yeah. I'm thinking about streaming this, so I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking of this as a multiplayer.
I hope so. Anyway, but yeah, it's not fake excitement. It is legit excitement. I assure you, Mr. Skiva.
Skiva wants underwear washing simulator. Well, sir.
Maybe he needs a power washer for that. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. You walked into that, Siwa. You did that on yourself, sir. Okay, so the other game that obviously we're very excited for is Asgard's Wrath 2.
So now that you've played the first one, or I guess the PC version, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Because again, I haven't played the first one. This one seems interesting. Like I do want a longer game on the Quest. But are the graphical changes like a big deal to you to deter you, or?
Okay, this is what I will say. Kids play Gorilla Tag. Gorilla Tag is one of the top selling games. People play Minecraft and love Minecraft. And that's one of the top selling games. So, I mean, yes, of course, I want graphics to be really great and look good. But to me, ultimately, the most important thing for anything I do is that it feels good. You know, that that it's actually fun, that the storyline's fleshed out. People care about the bells and whistles, sure, but you know, you also really care about the actual experience itself.
To be fair, yes, I think. Because there are a lot of combat VR games out there, like Blade and Sorcery type clones, but not all of them are able to have swords feel heavy, or like, because sometimes they're like paper lights, or like bows are just like dink dink. That's how I could describe it. So yeah, I think as long as Until You Fall actually did it really great with their weapon feel. So I think as long as they can master the weapon feel, make combat fun, and actually, you know, have a longer form game like they said, I'm okay with it. But I guess to be devil's advocate for your other point, it's not like there was a pre-Minecraft or like a pre-Gorilla Tag that once had higher graphics and then they not downscaled, but
Touché.
So like just point that out.
That's a really great point. So people have high expectations, but you know what? We haven't seen the Quest 3 yet. So what if on the Quest 3 this thing is just blows you out of the water? After all, like when the Quest Pro came out, you know, Red Matter 2 did some sort of black magic to make it look stunning and beautiful. So it's hard to know. Like, I mean, I'm so glad that these game devs and everything are leveling up. They're really leveling up.
Yeah. I also wanted to say hi to Jose. Not to promote other podcasts, but I'm just going to say hi to my friend Jose.
Yeah, your friend, and that's it.
My friend,
We have no other.
compatriot.
Yeah, it's so funny. He said, "I've been commenting on the LinkedIn chat like the peasant I am." Okay, so we are also streaming on LinkedIn, and anyone that's there, if you want to join us on YouTube, this is where you can talk live with everybody else. And also, Backthorn, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Woohoo! I don't know. Wait, should we eat a candy for Backthorn?
Well, see, he said, I think he's on my side with the face tracker and vampire biting. Like, right? No, you want immersion? That's how you get immersion.
I guess I don't understand. Okay, what are you gonna do with? Okay, you're gonna face track
bite people. It's so like you get the biting action. So like you know how
on their face,
on the neck. No, you bite the neck. I mean, I guess you could bite the face if you're into that, but traditionally it's the neck.
Okay, and then so what would the facial tracking be for?
Because that's how, like, instead of maybe you hit A to bite someone, you actually bite someone.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, I didn't get it before, but now I get it.
Are we doing candy again?
Yeah, we're gonna do my candy pick now for back.
Okay, you pick, and then I'll dig through once you find one.
Oh, whoa, wow! I don't know. It's like it looks like a big pea.
Okay.
And pea is like the vegetable.
Oh, yeah. I see. Is this the same or is it different?
I think so. This looks the same.
It's got like a white logo on the. It's like kind of an opaque bag.
Is this everybody? Is this the same? Yeah.
Is it red on the back?
Yeah, it's red on the back. Okay, let's do it.
All right, just making sure.
Thanks, Backthorn.
It's like it's this. I can't even tell you what candy it is because I don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea. We just picked. We looked up. We literally looked up exotic candy.
Is it chocolate? Is it? It looks like a Whopper.
It smells like.
Just smelled it first. Like maple syrup. Maple syrup.
I was gonna say apple. Okay. Well.
Ooh, it's chewier than I thought. It is not Whopper.
It's apple. It's like an apple fritter. I don't know. All these candies are really chewy. It's hard to talk.
Eric's trying to get us to lose by eating more candy. Eat more candy to lose the workout competition.
I'm gonna show this little clip here real quick while me and Adam shoot this.
It's so chewy.
Hi, my name's Jasmine. I was playing one of your games, the haunted house one, and all of the lights in my house turned off. Could you please send someone over to fix this for me?
It's Jasmine.
I'm really freaking scared. Hello?
That's so cool. Oh, I'm so jealous. You're muted.
Oh, shoot. Hey, it's so cool. I'm so proud. Let's do it again. Yeah, I have a cameo in Pixel Rip 1978, and I'm so happy. You know how hard... You understand, Adam. I hustled hard to get in there. I messaged them a bazillion times after I played the original Pixel Rip games and said, I love your game so much, Anna. Oh my gosh, Anna, you're so cool. And I was like, anyone else? Does anyone know Anna? I want to be in the next game. This was in my mind for about 2 years. I was like, if there's anything that's going to happen in your game, please consider me. And then I met her at GDC this year. And I was like, I love your games. Oh my God, it was so cool that you did all this stuff. And so when she asked me to be to have a little cameo, I was very happy.
That's so cool. Oh, can I just pretend it's me because we have the same name? I'll just try to sound like you. Hi,
although
Jasmine.
My lines were okay. So originally the lines that I was supposed to say was, hey, my kids are playing this haunted house game and the lights turned off and they're really scared. Can you send someone to help? But I was like, I don't have kids. I was like, can I just say I'm really scared because I'm playing, which is very true. I'm so scared. I don't play scary games. That's not me.
Get them kids.
Yeah.
So, I guess it wouldn't hard to be legit if you don't actually have kids. Like, if I'm supposed to sound like I care, because I wouldn't. That's so cool, though.
There is a couple. Thank you. I'm very happy. That was so many great things have been happening lately. I mean, I worked my butt off, but you know, at least there's things that are happening, and it's yeah, I'm quite happy. All right, so there was also the upload showcase, which we won't go through too deeply, but there's a couple of things in there that were notable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is one. Yes, I've been looking. This one isn't new to the Upload VR showcase, but it's one I've been looking forward to, and it needs to freaking come out already. It's Sushi Ben, or putting it simply, according to the developer, you just play as a you own or you're opening a sushi restaurant, but it looks like more shenanigans come out. What I didn't know, which I found out from the end of the trailer, if anyone has ever played Hatful Boyfriend, which is the dating simulator game where you date pigeons, it's the same
You date
creator.
pigeons?
Yes, I love. I mean, it's such a funny game. So based on that kind of humor, I'm like, I'm gonna like this humor. But it's like a dating simulator game where you date pigeons. I don't know how else to describe
Why would you
it.
date pigeons? That's so weird. Anyway,
It's wholesome dating. Like it's a funny, sweet game. It's not like
okay.
I don't want to like. It's
Okay.
not
Anyway, let me just talk about this one. Oh, okay, that's the pigeon you're talking about with the little hat. Okay, he's having fun. I also thought that this was a really cool looking game. I love how it has like the cartoon, like a comic book thing, but then they're popping out of the comic book and then they're also in your real life. I really love when games do, when they use VR to the full potential and layer things like that. Because that's not like we look at this and this looks really cool on flat, but I can imagine how cool this looks in VR. And I'm all for games trying new things, trying different things to like make VR more exciting.
The voice acting the voice actors that he hired to sound really good. Like I feel like that's something that a lot of like smaller studios kind of struggle with, is having decent voice actors for their normal characters, but it sounds good. Like just come out already. It can't just let me have it. Oh, it looks so fun.
So we did say that we have a guest for the first time today. A guest?
We do.
Person?
We do.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Sure. So we have. I'll do a very light introduction because then I'm probably going to reintroduce her again.
Okay.
But so we pre-recorded this just because she's in Spain, I believe, right? Or so time zones were difficult, for us West Coast California. So we pre-recorded this, but we got to interview the creative director of Call of the Sea, which is a VR game that was flat screen, moved into VR. And she's also co-founder of Out of the Blue Games, the studio behind it. And we want to interview more women, damn it, and have more women guests on. So she's our first one.
Yeah. So here we go. Enjoy.
So for those of you who don't know, Call of the Sea, I'll kind of give a high-level overview of the game without any spoilers. Basically, you play as Nora Everhart. She's got let's call it a condition that doctors haven't been able to solve. And I will say the game takes place maybe like 1930s-esque, so you kind of get a sense of the time. Basically, her husband, Harry, travels then off to kind of a remote South Pacific island to try to find a cure. Never comes back. Nora receives a mysterious letter from him and now is going to figure out what the heck happened to her husband. So that's sort of the gist. It's a puzzle adventure game. I played through the whole thing, by the way, so I'm super excited to have you on too. And I'm like, that's so great. Welcome to the show. We have Tatiana Delgado, who's the creative director of Call of the Sea, as well as the co-founder of Out of the Blue Games.
Our very first guest on VR and All That Jas podcast. Welcome, Tatiana.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yay, we're so happy to have you. So if you will oblige, I do have I do have just a smidgen little introductory mini game. We're going to see if you can guess some sound clips from your game. These are all going to be Nora's voice lines and hopefully describe the scene in a way that's not spoilery, just things that are going on with them. So we're gonna get right into it.
I just want to know how well do you actually know your game? Let's go.
Well, the points don't matter. Don't worry. It's no pressure or anything.
But they do.
Okay.
Matter to other Jas. Okay, so let's start off with clip number 1.
Maybe it only hurts the first time. Ah! The second also hurts.
Well, feel free to replay it as many times as you need, but not too long. No cheating. No cheating. See if you can guess.
I think it's going to be harder, actually, to say where it happens, but
you can describe
you
stuff
have to
around.
Place your hand in a kind of mouth of a thing.
Yes,
and something will happen to you.
That is exactly it. Okay, that is just the answer.
Her hand in the mouth of something. Okay, got it.
She just puts her hand on a thing. And something happens.
All right. Yeah, got it. Cool.
Sweet. All right. So far, we're 1 out of 4. Let's try now clip number 2.
I can't stop walking. My
Might be a
legs
harder one.
aren't responding.
That one is.
This is a kind of a dream where you cannot stop walking. As a,
She's good. Do you know? I'm
it's,
trying to guess like how you could like what happens previously to cause this.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
You don't have to be in specifics, but otherwise, you're right. I'll give you most of the point anyway because it is a dream sequence.
let's say that you are covered by a liquid.
Yes. Okay. Sweet. She's good. That
Wow,
one was
these
like a hard one.
sound
I wasn't
bites.
sure. I was like,
These
that's gonna be a
sound bites.
tougher one.
These sound bites and these explanations are just boggling my mind.
Maybe you should play the game next time. No, I'm just kidding. They're just giving
We
you a
are
hard
playing
time.
the game for sure. All right, are we ready for clip number 3?
Yes,
Do it.
I love clip number 3. Let's go. Easier one.
That sounds beautiful.
This is one of my favorite moments of the game.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. This is
Reminds me
the
of the Chamber of Secrets. You put the egg under the water.
you open a door in a very spectacular way.
Yes. Okay.
Ah.
Excellent. She's good at this too. She's good at the non-spoilery. You don't know what's happening, right, Jasmine?
I have
Other
no
Jasmine?
clue. This just makes me want to play the game even more than I already wanted to.
So we've got 3 out of 4 so far that you've gotten right. Let's see
Let's
if
see.
The last one might be tricky too. So let's go ahead with clip 4.
Oh, I'd better cover up my hands before I leave. I wouldn't want anyone thinking I'm a circus freak.
Whoa.
I will say I had to edit this one just a smidge because she says where she is, and I thought that would give it away too much. Just a smidge, though.
This is at the very beginning of the game. When she starts, she's getting ready for the
Oh.
Oh
trip.
my God! She got 4 out of 4. Yeah, you can go. We should make you a badge that you can give to your coworkers to say, "I know my game."
I know my game. That's awesome.
Yes. So how did you get started? Like, how did you get started in the gaming industry? How did you become the co-founder of Call of Out of the Blue Games? That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Spain, from Madrid, and I've been working in the games industry for 20 years now. So I started as a game designer. And after working for 16 years for other people, I decided it was the time to work and make my own game. So I started a company with some friends dedicated for VR games. We did some popular games that were Red Matter is one of them. And after that,
wow.
What? I had no idea.
after that, I created this new company that is Out of the Blue Games, and we are dedicated to narrative and games with a deep story. Because it's something I love to make, and that's where we started Call of the Sea, and now took it to VR.
That is
Man, that's so
incredible.
awesome.
Yeah, 20 years in the gaming industry. That's awesome. By the way, Red Matter is one of my favorite games. Anytime anyone asks me, like, what's a wow moment for you in VR, it's always been Red Matter because it's so good. And the whole time you just have no idea what's happening. And then the end, my mind was just so blown. I had to go into so many Reddit threads, like, what does this mean? It was so good. So this is a surprise for me. I had no idea, but that makes sense.
So tell us a little bit about your role as creative director. So what are some of your responsibilities? What does like a typical day look like for you? What does that mean?
Yeah, in our company, I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to be just sitting back and just reviewing things. I love to do things, actually. So I usually meet with the design team and the writer, and all together we design both the puzzles and the story. And then we have meetings where we put all of those together. Because in the games we make, we love that the puzzles have a sense and they make sense inside the world we create and the story. So I think we have a really good design team, and I'm really happy to work with them. So this is more or less what I do day by day. And it's like the fun part, and also there is a boring part of the game designer that is you have to write a lot of documents and Excel files and things like that. But it's fun. I love my work.
So how do you come up with the different stories? And yeah, how does that process work? Do y'all just sit around a table and say, okay, what are we gonna like? What is the story we want to tell? Or are you like sleeping and then it comes to you in a dream and you come in the morning and you're like, wow, this is what I thought of. Like, how does this work?
Yeah, we usually start with something that is like very high level. That meaning, for example, we start the story with a sentence. This is what the story we want to tell, and then you break it in smaller pieces and you define it more and more. Then there is a moment you decide which part of the story is going to be on each level, and then we work in parallel. For example, the difficulty of the puzzles, the progress is going to have, the pieces of the story we are going to reveal, and we have like a huge diagram with the whole game, but still like in high level details. And then we take level by level and then start defining everything and building the whole game.
One of the first things that stood out to me before even playing the game was just Nora. Like you see, I wore my special kind of Nora-inspired dress today. It's sort of close, was the closest I had.
Love it.
But
I was thinking that your dress looks very familiar.
Yeah, as soon as I saw her, I was like, this game already piques my interest. And she's such a like compelling and complex protagonist. So what sort of inspired her character, and how important was it to you to have like a strong female lead in the game?
Yeah, it was really important because we wanted to contribute having more female leads on games, and it was important for us to make her believable. So at the beginning, it's a normal person after all. So it's like me. If I had to go into an island, I would be scared at the beginning. But then we see how she grows and she learns about herself. So yeah, we wanted to give her a lot of different angles. I don't know how to say this in English. Like different. Yeah, so she wasn't just a very flat character. She will grow and change with the things she discovers on the island.
So yeah, so Call of the Sea was a flat game before. So how was it making it into a VR game? How challenging was it? What were some of the more exciting things that you were able to add into this as a VR port?
I think we had two main challenges. The first one is the visuals, because Call of the Sea was designed as a release date game for the next gen consoles, for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. So we wanted to make the game shine on those platforms. That means we had a lot of assets, very large levels, beautiful views of a forest and things like that. And now we had to take that into a mobile device. And it was really a challenge to do that. But the team is amazing and they did a great job. And on the other hand, we have to translate or redesign the game from scratch, giving Nora VR hands so she can interact with the world, with all the puzzles, everything. So I think we did everything but the story and the puzzles again. But I love the challenge of VR, because I think this game fits really well. It's meant to be in VR because you can be there, you can touch the things in the world, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, so it does sound like you really redesigned the game to make it feel very native to VR, which I think, not everyone gets right when moving a flat game into a VR game. So that's awesome.
And the art style works well with it, because it's not like you guys have a hyper realistic like first person shooter that's supposed to be, it has it's not cell shaded, but it's like more of a cartoony, artsy style. So I think that works. It doesn't look like it downgrades for VR versus some other games where you could tell it's like, oh, they lost a lot of stuff on the mobile version. But
I think a lot of people don't realize how much effort it is to take like a 2D game and bring it into VR. I mean, it's not just redesigning, being able to use your hands, but something as simple as, you know, in 2D, you'll have maybe a menu that pops up. But if you have a menu that pops up in VR, that's so unrealistic. You don't walk around the real world and have menus just pop up or have like have pointers come out of your finger or something. You know, that's not a natural thing. So yeah, that's it's a really big undertaking, and that's great that you all
Yeah.
did it the proper way by
Actually,
redesigning.
yeah, actually it took us the same time to do the flat version than the VR version.
Oh my
So
god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
it was a smaller team, of course, but yeah, it
Mm.
was.
So looking ahead, what can we sort of expect either from Out of the Blue games or from future projects or maybe even more expansions of the Call of the Sea universe? Obviously don't have to give away anything that you can't, but is any hints of anything to come?
Yeah, we are right now working on American Arcadia. That is our next game. It's a flat screen game.
Mhm.
And we will see what happens after that. And now we're really focused on closing it. But
Mhm.
I love VR. So we will see what happens.
So where
Mhm.
can we find you on social media, either for Out of the Blue games or Call of the Sea or your own personal? Where can we find more about all of the things?
You can find us on Twitter at Outblue Games. My own personal account is at Arilea. Yeah, we have the a website, Outblue Games too. And we will post every update and everything there.
Awesome. Thank
Awesome.
you so much. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Yay! Our very first interview. And she is
She
so
was
great.
sweet. She
Can
was
you
so
believe
great. Like
20 years in the gaming industry? I don't okay, yes, I was born by then. I'm not gonna give my age away, but um, that's crazy. That's a long time to be playing or to be in the games industry.
and the fact that the VR version took about the same time to make as the flat version. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
I wonder if maybe that's why we don't see a lot more like flat games converting to VR, because in flat there's a bigger audience, you're making more money. And if you're going to convert it to VR, it can take almost the same amount of time, even though you already have, you know, the storyline and things, because there is a lot of work that goes into it in converting a game. So,
And doing it like natively, not like
and well,
Vorpix. Yeah, not like a
exactly.
mod kind of a thing, like doing it so that it feels, looks natural.
And
But,
intuitive.
Yeah.
I do love, okay, so I still haven't, gosh, I've just been so busy. But I did not get a chance. I know I promised you, I promised I would play this game and I didn't do it. I'm sorry, bad Jasmine.
Oh, you still, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I guess for now you're forgiven.
I promise I'll play the next one. But I do love the fact that it seems like it has a pretty good storyline.
Yeah, it's very and what I appreciated about it too was it's something that I could just play on the couch. You know, sometimes I don't want to be standing all the time. I know it sounds super lazy. Hey, I work out. I'm relatively fit. I can sit down sometimes. Okay, sue me. But yeah, sometimes
you look like you're gonna win the VR workout competition.
yeah, I am, because I
and
want
you'll
that
get a Quest Pro. Yeah, and then you don't need the Quest 3.
Some of us don't have one. Just kidding. I'm gonna give you a hard time about that. But no, yeah, it was a really nice, wholesome game that you could play sitting down fine. And I cut this out because it was kind of getting a bit long for the video. But if you just want to go through story more than puzzles, the game is very generous. And in the pause menu, there's a little like a help button where if you're it can tell what puzzle you're on and basically tell you what to look for or how to solve it. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm really stupid, okay? I just want to find out what happens in the story. So I would look, and you don't have to worry about taking off the headset and Googling it on your phone. It's all nice in the headset for you, which I loved. And I hope that more puzzle games do that. So you don't have to Google anything.
I can't tell you. I mean, definitely. It's so hard to like look up stuff while in VR. But I can't tell you how many times I rage quit on Red while playing Red Matter of all things, right? You're like, who rage quits while playing a puzzle game? This girl does, because that game is hard. It's so hard, and you know, I love solving puzzles. You know, I love like using my brain sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, man, I'm just not this smart anymore.
But I feel like sometimes you just need to also back away from the puzzle and then come back to it with like fresh eyes, and then you're like, oh, this is like actually super easy. But if you've been playing it nonstop for like, you know, an hour or whatever, and then eventually your brain is just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't do it. I can't solve puzzles.
You know, I wish I could say that taking a step. Actually, you know what? The part that I got stuck on the most in Red Matter was there was this part where you had to look through like a little window and use your, you know, pointer, like your grabbing thingy, space grabbing thing. Yeah, you had to use it but while looking at the window and grab something, but there was some height issue and I could not see through the window because I was so short.
Vertically
and
challenged.
I had to during the stream I actually had to like stand on a chair. And I wouldn't have known that I had to do this if I had not looked it up, because there was just no way I would have seen this otherwise. It was so dumb.
No physical way you would have seen this. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, and so, you know, that's why. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, that's cool that you can play this on the couch. I will say I'm trying to use my Nintendo Switch a little bit more. Instead of scrolling or something on my phone, I'm trying to like, well, why don't I just play a game instead of being on TikTok all the time? And when I play on my Switch, I don't know if it's my age or what's going on, but I have to put it up to my face and I'm like, how do people play games on this little tiny thing? You know, I'm just so used to the immersion of VR that it's just so weird. So yeah.
Well, remember, I don't know if you ever had like the 3DS where they kind of try to do the whole 3D effect with it, but a lot of people didn't like that. I didn't mind it, but I don't know. I like my Switch. I just don't play it very often unless something comes out. I'm like kind of not a huge Pokemon nerd, but I like to dabble. So I'll usually keep up on those games. Or I was obsessed with Animal Crossing for a while, and that was scary. But it's good. Like,
that was scary, but it was great.
It's a nice little portable device. It's kind of like where I'd like the Quest to get eventually, because the Quest 2 is portable-ish, but it's still like when you put it in the case with the controllers, like it still takes a significant amount of bag space.
Oh my gosh, it takes so much space. You know how hard it is for me to travel, having to carry like okay, I know that.
And a laptop if you want to bring that.
Yep. Okay. It's gotten really bad. I know this isn't what we're supposed to talk about here, but I have to sell somebody. Someone has to know my struggles. Okay. First, you know, you have to bring your clothes. You have to bring shoes, like the usual. And then you have to bring like a makeup bag, which takes up like a hefty amount of stuff. This doesn't come naturally. And then you also have to bring hair stuff if you want your hair to look good. And then you have to bring your VR headset, of course, because if you're traveling, why wouldn't you have your VR headset? And then to make matters worse, also need a camera in case I film something and my microphone. I'm like, oh god,
tripod, because if you're by yourself,
exactly,
external microphone.
Traveling has just gotten so bad. So yeah, if I could compress my headset into something smaller, that would be amazing, because I have to bring a whole house basically when I travel.
I feel like I've had that problem where I'm like, it's such a girl problem, right? But sometimes I have like, oh, what if I need these shoes with this up? I try to pack very light. I try. But like, I
would say I'm a pretty good light packer overall, but when you add all those other things, especially a VR headset and cameras, it's just impossible.
Like, I know some people, mostly guys, sorry to call you out, just kind of chuck the Quest in with their clothes and like wrap the clothes around it. But I don't know, like I don't trust it enough, so I have to have it in my case with my controllers. Like I have to have it neat, and I don't like to just cram it in. Are you a crammer?
Oh yeah, I just am like wherever it fits.
At least you have like eye or lens covers to cover the lenses.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, right. I'll have that at least. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I gotta have my case, but yeah, they are getting smaller, so I guess if you were to go like the Vive Flow or XR Elite rather route, depending on what you're doing, they are getting smaller and more travel friendly but then you got to bring some kind of like something for it to connect to, so there's different problems, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, before we got off topic, what I did want to say was, so Call of the Sea has a really great narrative type of storyline from what I can tell, a great couch game, and then me talking about how I'm trying to do more couch stuff even with VR. So and then seeing the Apple Vision Pro showing off how many like different, like how you can do movies and stuff in it. I think the next thing I'm trying to explore in VR is like watching stuff. That's the like watching / narrative storyline / immersive things, you know. I think it's going to be in line with Call of the Sea, how you said that you don't really have to think too hard because if you're stuck, you just look at the hints.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start leaning more into that kind of stuff.
I'll admit I haven't watched movies as much as I should in VR. Like I've always liked the idea of like big screen and especially the 3D movies. They look really cool.
Never did it.
But I mean like once, but I've never done it as much as I feel like I should. And it's not that I don't like it. I just feel like I'm usually, say if I want to watch with my husband, we'd have to like I guess both be in VR headsets in the same place together, and that just seems it seems weird. Like we're together but not really, but we are, but we're not. So
well, yeah, if you're watching with your husband, then yeah, it's a little bit weird. Although my husband and I, we definitely spend time sitting next to each other playing Demio and accidentally, like, you know, when we're trying to roll the dice, accidentally hit each other and be like, hey, get off me.
I feel like Demio is fair because that's why I want to get the next quest so I can give him. He gets my hand-me-down headsets. Sorry, easy for me. But so he'll get my quest 2 if I get like the quest 3 or if I win the the quest pro by getting super buff. And then we'll get to that's another problem is we can't play quest games together. We can play PC VR games together because he's got my old 5. But I don't know how we got on a tangent about this. But now I'm just going to tell you.
I don't know what you're talking about either. Why are you talking about different headsets again?
I don't remember. I don't know. Movies. You're talking about how you want to do more immersive stuff in movies.
Okay. You know, the part about watching, the part that I love about watching like movies in big screen or, you know, in VR in general. Oh gosh, I forgot to even mention this. I just remembered. I was supposed to tell you how I watched the Apple Vision Pro announcement.
Oh yeah.
So I was trying to stream it, got copyright strike. They were like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I appealed it a week later and they were like, okay, yeah, but I think they just didn't want you to stream. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is afterwards I was like, wow, this is such a momentous event. I can't believe I can't, you know, celebrate this or like watch this with, sorry if you can hear my dog. I can't believe you can't watch this. I can't watch this with anyone because they're, you know, copyright striking and everything. And I was chatting in my Discord and Bran, who's my moderator, said he was like, oh, why don't you come over to my house and VR chat? I'm watching it here. So I went. I have clips of it. I'm supposed to post it at some point when I find time in my life. But we watched the Apple Vision showcase together in his house in VR, and it was so good in VR chat. And that was a really cool way. Like I didn't have anyone to watch it with because everyone's at work and I'm here. So and they wouldn't let me stream it.
I think a lot of people like that were trying to stream it got taken down. Actually, VR Ray mentioned that too. So I guess one person was streaming it in 360, so somehow that got past their whatever it is they tag it with. But yeah, Apple.
And then, and then I was gonna say, so gosh, I'm trying to say 2 words at the same time. The fun part about watching movies in big screen is like, okay, during Christmas time, I actually I used to spend a lot more time with my community. It's just been so busy lately, but we used to do movie nights every month. And around Christmas time, we actually watched Elf in big screen together.
Love that movie.
And we had and I always like picking the room in big screen where you have, it's like a private movie theater in someone's house. It's like a really beautiful setting and it's really cozy and stuff. And all of my, everyone comes in and there's usually around 10 or so of us that watch movies together. And it's just really nice. And, we got into the Christmas spirit. Everyone's avatars was dressed up in the Christmas spirit. And, we threw popcorn and tomatoes at the TV and drew little Christmas trees in the air while watching Elf. So there's a lot of really good things. I think it has to be though, not someone you're watching with in person. It has to be someone.
It's perfect for online friends that live in different cities, states, countries. Then it's
or with
you
your
just
community.
can't or with your assuming they don't all live in the same city as you. It's a city of Jasmine, which would be hilarious or weird. I don't know, but in that case, then it's perfect because you can't. If that's about as close as sort of being with them as you're gonna get until you meet in person or do something.
But you know what you said about meditating in VR because it keeps you focused and not distracted and you get to really hone in on what you're doing. 90% of people watching stuff on TV are really on their phone most of the time. And I think for that reason, if you just want to not be inundated by all this information, all this stuff always happening all around us, watching something in VR can really be a way to just focus for once on one thing and not be so distracted by everything.
I wonder then if, because again, I haven't really done or touched any like productivity work related stuff in VR, but I wonder if that would kind of help. Like I know you'll have multiple apps that you can have, but you're kind of more forced to focus on, you know, a select few at a time, at least with a Quest. So that might actually, maybe I should look into that more.
I know a lot of, well, not a lot. Why do I use hyperboles? I know like one or two.
That's a lot. That'd be depending. I don't know.
Software developers who use VR to code because it just helps them focus and not be distracted by anything. And they get to code while in space or some cool setting rather than, you know, just coding in their own place.
Yeah. You can ignore all the mess around you unless you put on pass-through.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited to at some point play Call of the Sea, and I'm excited to see other ways of using VR outside of gaming. Overall, I think that's the takeaway that I have here.
Yeah, I think again, it's a shame that I don't have other Apple devices because I feel like this would be the Apple Vision Pro would be the device that would finally, you know, tip me into wanting to try it because I feel like it's going to do it so well. But we'll see, you know. Not only I have to spend $4,000 or ish dollars for the headset, and then like I don't know how much a MacBook and iPhone is. That's just
you don't need it. You don't need it. It's a standalone. It has its own like processor and everything. It's supposed to replace your computer, your phone, whatever. I mean, but not your phone, but your computer.
But I like the fact that you could like transfer stuff over pretty seamlessly if you've got like other Mac ecosystem. So then I would have to create stuff on the headset from scratch, or not create from scratch, but like I don't know if that makes sense. Like it would be easier if I could just like, oh, here's my phone. Here, look at it. Boom, the stuff is now in my in my headset instead of like let me figure out how to log into this app and this program and then I know it's like first world problem, right? But
well, I guess you'll just have to be one of us. I know when I converted to
Are you an Apple person?
I worked at Apple.
I don't know why I bother asking.
I know. I was not an Apple person until I was there, and then everything was Apple. Like everything was Apple. And since then I converted and I've not really looked back since. Everything I own is Apple. It's just so easy, especially when editing stuff. You know, you film something on your phone, airdrop it to your computer. Film something or like take photos, airdrop it to your friend. It's like so good. It's like magic. And you know, I am really excited for the Vision Pro to see what kind of magic they can bring into it. But yeah, you should go watch that video Thrill made. He recreated the UI, which is what everyone kept saying the Vision Pro is so special. Like why the Vision Pro is so special. So he recreated that in Quest Pro, which you won't be able to do anyway because you don't have a Quest Pro. So I guess you don't have to watch that video.
Maybe after 5 weeks.
Maybe after 5 weeks you'll get one.
Oh man, ouch.
I know. Well, we really went full circle here. Well, I think that is it from us today. I think. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we blew through it all. Unless you had.
Yeah. Well, we had the backup. We had the backup list of things we were going to talk about, but that's okay. If you have anyone that you would recommend to, you know, be in our podcast, like some amazing women in the VR industry, XR industry, we would love to have them. So just let us know. We do have a Twitter. Oh my gosh, we have a Twitter. So we have 15 followers. And so if you want to, you know, follow our Twitter account.
I also didn't realize until today that I did in fact have the longit information. So I could have been doing things on it, but I just like Jazz, sometimes I forget things.
That's
a
our
lot.
Twitter.
I don't know what's happening.
It's called VR and All That Jas. So follow us on Twitter and tell your friends that, you know, they want to hear some other thoughts in the VR industry. Come listen to our podcast. All right, we'll see 100%. You next month. It's supposed to be every third Wednesday of the month, but next week is going to be on the second Wednesday, I believe, for reasons that are very important. So
yes, aka her actually taking a break, touching grass.
I'm going to Hawaii with my family, so that's good. All right, thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next month when we have another couple of stuff. Goodbye.
Bye.